Hey, everybody, this is Renee Lipsmeyer from The Space Between, and you're listening to the Space Between podcast, the show that lets you listen to how the fans feel about the music, the art behind 31 years of the Dave Matthews Band. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Space Between. This is actually season 2, episode 1. So you'll notice a few things are different. You can see our faces now, which I don't know if is scary or wonderful, but hello! At season 2, we're going to start having all of our videos on YouTube, and we'll explain that a little further later. But today, I want to thank you for coming. I have the most awesome guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself, but we have Andy. I know that you have been on several episodes when we were in our season 1, which I like to call our growing phase. We were kind of figuring it all
Mhm.
out and learning what a podcast does and what we wanted to achieve with this. And so welcome to season 2. You're actually part of our team now. So I'm so excited to share all of that information. Andy, introduce yourself to our listeners and to our watchers now.
Yes, hello again. For any of y'all don't know me, my name's Andy Mendoza. I also huge Dave fan. Most of y'all, I'm sure, have come across some videos that I've posted on YouTube that I share with the band. That's kind of my love for the band and sharing it with everybody as well. Um, had blast the first few episodes we did together. Um, I'm very excited to be involved in trying to help this podcast get up and going now on the next phase, going full video and full time.
We're really excited to have you. So tell me, like, what led you to the band? How did you find the Dave Matthews Band?
Oh man, we're going back to 1999. I was a freshman in high
Okay.
school, and I remember a friend of mine had that Dave and Tim Luther College CD and left it over when he was visiting, and I played it, and I was wrapped in it from there. Um, And then I went to my first show in July of 1999 as well. And from then, there was no turning back. It's been all day,
Mhm.
all the time since then.
What was it about the music itself? Because obviously you didn't know like the ins and outs of the band or even the people in the band. So what was it that really like that got you?
Man, the lyrics, Dave's voice, he sounded so genuine. And it was unlike
Mhm.
anything I'd heard. Of course, back in the 90s, which is, in my opinion, the best decade of music, for me, it
It was.
was, right? For me, it was Incubus and Wallflowers and, all that stuff, of course. But this one hit different. All the other music, I was like, yeah, this is great music. This is good music. But Dave, when I heard Dave's music, it was more of, no, I feel that, or I
Mhm.
know what he's saying, or I get that that speaks to me. Um, and
Right.
it just hit differently, emotional level, and
Mhm.
from there, it just sucked me right in. Um, And man, that show I went to, the first show, I remember I think I told this story the last time, but just in case no one's heard it,
We'll
I
tell it
snuck
again.
out. I snuck out um to go with a couple of friends to this, and it was in South Park Meadows in Austin, Texas. And now it's South Park Meadows like a shopping mall, like a strip mall area. It used to be this huge like lawn, basically. It's all GA and that's where you go and you would watch these shows. And I remember specifically going. I remember they opened with the Stone, which all in all, when you're getting out with an opener was great. But
Yeah.
in the middle of the show, um, gosh, they went from Dreaming Tree, which is one of my very favorites songs, right next to 41. But they do Dreaming Tree into two step, Angel Montgomery, and then 41, like all just pop,
Wow.
pop, pop, pop. And that was it. Like it was, I'd never seen or heard anything like it. So, and I've
Yeah.
been to every Texas show since that one.
Wow. Wow, lucky you. But Texas, I mean, you live in Austin. So how many times has the band come to Austin?
Um, there's been a few times, so I don't know the exact count off the top of my head because there's been a few venues they've kind of cycled through. So
Hmm.
they had uh South Park Meadows. Um, they all kind of blur together because they've had venues they've cycled through San Antonio, this little well, technically Selma, but the suburb of San Antonio. Just a little amphitheater outside San Antonio. Then of course in Dallas, and you have Houston and Woodlands. And even back in Dallas, they used to play the arena there at the American Airlines Arena where the Dallas Mavericks play.
Oh yeah.
And then in Austin, they've played um, more recently, of course, the brand new Moody Center, which is beautiful venue. I really hope they come back. They're not coming back this year, unfortunately. It
It
was
is
really
really
disappointing,
nice.
but oh my gosh, amazing
Yeah,
venue. But they
we were
also
hoping that they were going
had,
to come back.
I know, I'm a little bummed about it, but hey, it is what it is.
It's still
Um,
you still got two in your state, so that's pretty good.
yeah, yeah,
It's
I'm
pretty
used to it.
good.
I miss the days that they used to do. They used to do back-to-back shows at Woodlands way back in the day. I really wish they'd bring that back.
It would be nice because it's such a small, well, to me, I feel like it seems like a small venue versus everything else. But yeah, I can see that that would be awesome. Minus the
Hmm.
weather. It would just depend on when it is, right? I don't know if I want to sign up for a concert in South Texas in the
It's
middle of July or August. No.
it's so hot.
I don't think the band's
Yeah.
going to do that though. So
No,
what keeps you close to the
not safe.
band? What keeps you close to the band? So you've got you found the band, we've got what pulled you in. Now what's kept you for this long? Like what is it? What's held your attention for this long?
Um, I know it's just a cliche answer, but it's still the music. It never gets old. And I think for
Hmm.
me, it is the fact that Dave and the band have that culture of fostering um, the bootlegs and the tapes and
Hmm.
supporting the trading of the shows. So when I first got sucked in, I remember a couple of years later, I had my first computer in my bedroom with the CD burner on it. And if any of you guys had that, you remember how excited you were with the CD burner. Everyone would go out and buy a whole bunch of pack of CDs and start burning CDs.
Yes. Yes.
So
God, that feels like another lifetime
I
ago.
know, isn't that crazy?
It
Remember
is
the
crazy.
days of Napster and LimeWire. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes.
what kept me in it through that time was not only the music, but I was on the dance marching boards, and they had the BMPs where you would trade, or they would have basically this forum where people would request recordings of particular shows, and you had these torrent sites where people would host and place the shows up for download. So you would download them, and I would listen to them all the time, and I would respond to a lot of those people if I had that show, and I would say, yeah, just what they do is they buy the envelope, and you tell them how many CDs you need for that particular show, and they put the CDs in the
Hmm.
envelope and they stamp it and they put the return postage in there for you. They send it to you, you get it, burn the show, put it back in, stamp it, and send it right back. And doing that,
Wow.
I downloaded so many shows. I still have them on about three different hard drives. And that's really kept it in because with all the, everyone knows you never see the same show twice, even if it's the same song.
No,
It'll be a different
that's right.
variation. So I would always have a different show, and I still do, a different show to listen to all the time. So
Hmm.
that's really what's kept it into it for me. And then up until 2009 is when I kind of started branching out of Texas and seeing them other places, and it opened up a whole other world for me. And I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. Seeing them other than home was a lot of fun.
Right. It is different. And then just because it's so many elements, like the music is different every time. So, of course, if you travel outside, it's going to be different still. But then you've got
Yeah.
the venue that's different. The city is different. The family that comes to the concerts are different. A lot of them are the same, right? We've got our tried and true people that
Oh
travel
yeah,
to as
there's the
many as
same few
possible. And you see
that go to
those
every
people
show, but there's a
at
lot of
every
places.
show, and that's wonderful. But there's a lot of places that
There's
you're going to see people that, you know, just go to that one or whatever for the year, or maybe they're new. And that's always fun to meet people that it's their first concert. And you
the
feel like
best
you can
people to
go,
hang
oh
out
my
with.
God, watch, come and watch you this whole concert. So tell me, how did you, is that what led you into getting into putting your videos on YouTube? Like, how did that even start that? And like, when you had that idea in your head, when you go to your wife and you say, I'm going to buy some equipment. You may have already had it. I don't know. I'm going to buy some equipment and I'm going to take it to the shows and I'm going to record and then I'm going to put them on YouTube for people that either were there or were not there. They can watch it again.
Hmm.
Does that sound crazy to her? And like, is
Right.
that kind of how it started?
Yeah. To an extent, yes.
No,
So
what was
there's
your
no equipment.
reasoning in your head? Okay,
So
there's no
I'll
equipment.
take you back. No, no equipment. I'll take you back. So it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was 2016, and I think Couch Tour was just kind of getting started, maybe a few hundred members, so it hadn't quite taken off yet. But what helped it take off was this app that's not around anymore. It's called Periscope, and it was just
Yes.
kind of starting to get legs. And people were like, "Oh man, if someone's there, launch the app," and then the Couch Tour page would post a link. So I was in the pit and the Dallas and Houston shows, and I ended up being on the rail. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just put it up, no big deal. So I recorded
Yeah.
for not the whole show, a few, and it was a lot of fun. And once I got it up there, and everyone was very appreciative, and I like knowing that people. It was a cool feeling knowing that I was obviously this band I'm in love with, but being able to share that same feeling that I was there with everybody else who couldn't be there and that they were jamming out
Hmm.
and having a
Yeah.
great time with me live. I mean, it was I don't know, it was really
Right.
hard to explain. It was a really, really cool feeling. So I started doing it
Yeah.
through there. And then 2018 is when it really took it off. I think I hit 18 shows, 18 or 19 shows in 2018.
That's awesome.
And, and it was so fun. And the problem I started running into was I was now trying to do one continuous the whole show. But the problem is
Hmm.
the signal it was a lot of data in the broadcast. And then I'll just post it up later. Because by that time, Couch Tour is massive. And I love Couch Tour because I'll watch it. I'll watch people on there all the time.
Hmm.
Couch Tour is massive by then. And there's at least 5 or 6 live streams going on at every show because everyone in that group, there's bound to be 5 to 10 people there recording. So there
Sure.
was no scarcity of live streams. People are going to see the show. It's not like I'm the only one providing the show for them. So
Right.
I said, I'll let them watch it there and I'll just record the whole thing, go full HD, 4K, and just put it up later. That way you can get the
Hmm.
full experience of it later on and just kind of get more of a genuine experience. Not that the live shows aren't genuine, but one continuous where you're not getting lag, you're not getting
Right.
blur or anything like that. So that's when I started taking it a little bit more seriously. But anyone who has seen me or met me at the shows, um, I'm confident in saying I've never bothered anybody recording. I try to have pretty good etiquette. I don't hold my phone. It never goes up above my head. I'm never like, this blocking anybody's
Yes.
view. So I don't have any equipment. I've not been there like a camera on my shoulder or anything. It's just my phone. It's just me holding the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know
and
how you do it for so long. I mean, that's, I see people holding their phone for the whole concert, and I'm like, is
yeah.
there like a workout routine that
So
gets them ready for that? Because, like,
no, it, I, I think about after 45 minutes, you just kind of go numb. and then I switch hands.
I would think.
But you get kind of used to it, and people are like, "How are you don't enjoy the show and all that?" It's like, well, my response is, well, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it for one. Wouldn't be spending money to go out and do it for two.
True.
And anyone who's seen me do it, oh, I'm dancing. I'm sure as hell enjoying myself still.
Yeah.
You
You're very
be
present.
damn sure I'm doing that.
You're just
Yeah,
still,
I'm absolutely very
yeah.
present. And one of the main reasons, honestly, is to share it with everybody who couldn't be there. But another main reason is very, very selfish, is for me, so I can just relive it
No,
anytime I want to.
I think
I'll
that's okay. No, I think that's a great
pull it up
thing.
on my YouTube. I pull up my YouTube all the time if I'm cleaning or whatever, and pick a show, put it on,
Hmm.
and that's it. And I don't get oh, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna use this opportunity to tell everybody if they're watching those ads that are on there, they're not mine. They're placed by copyright owners. That's not me making money. I don't do it for a penny. So it's either that, let them do it, or they delete the whole channel. So I
Right,
pay,
right.
I don't remember how much, buy YouTube Premium, and the ads are gone. I know it's kind of pricey, but it is what it is. So sorry, but
It is what it
it's
is.
the trade-off. Yeah. But
So you
yeah,
did not pick the
so
ads that
then
are
I
in your
started posting
video.
it on YouTube.
Mhm.
No, 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 no. No, I don't. So if you see condom ads or tampons or whatever, that's not me.
He picked
That's
it.
that
He
they
picked
choose
it.
all that stuff. Yeah. So that's how I get started on it, and it's a lot of fun. I love going and recording and being able to share my experience with everybody at any show that I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity to go to.
So if someone wanted to watch your videos by going to YouTube, what is the name of your channel? How will they find your videos?
Pretty simple. Just search Andy Mendoza DMB, and I should pop right up.
Yay. How many videos would you say that you have up now? And like how many tours would that cover? I mean, I know you weren't at every show, but like how
Um,
many tours are
I think I have 19 or 20 full shows up. And then, and
awesome?
I'm 99% sure I have a playlist where you can just click on full shows and it'll give you a list of all the shows. And they should be organized by date. There's shows on there from obviously Texas, Colorado, Charlottesville. Um, there's plenty on there. And then before I start doing the full shows, there's a handful of uh, single songs that I've loaded up. Maybe I would like to say like highlights of particular shows that I like to
Mhm.
post. I'll post those ones up too. So there's quite a bit to choose from.
So one thing that I liked about watching your videos, because I was watching Andy's videos before Andy and before this podcast was ever even thought of. And so, one thing that I really liked about your videos is that you have it broken down into like if I know that he's saying whatever song that I'm looking for, you have it the chapters built in so you can go right to that song rather than trying to figure
Hmm.
out where it is. And I don't, I just I can appreciate that because sometimes you really just want to hear a song from a concert and you're like I don't know exactly where it's at, and so it makes it really easy to find a particular song.
Yeah.
So I like it. I definitely want you guys to check his channel out and see the cool work that he has done. And for the first time ever, since this is season two, we're changing things up, right? We are going to use some time in this podcast to advertise for some of our DMB family who have creative or useful products or business or services because they help support this podcast. So, for our first commercial for season two, episode one, I want to introduce Star Jones to you. She's a good friend of the Dave Matthews Band community, and she has an amazing business that I want to help spotlight. So, for our first commercial, here we go.
Hi, my name's Star. I'm the owner of SW Design Concepts. I have a small business located right outside of Springfield, Illinois. We offer several custom items for everyone on your shopping list, from timeless to trendy, classy to sassy, whatever your shopping needs are. If it's one person or if you want to order in bulk for your business, we have you covered. Our insulated drinkware is our #1 seller. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me directly or stop by our website at swdesignconcepts.com. We have a little something for everyone.
Star is just the best. I'm so glad to be helping people with small businesses. And if a small business is something that you have, or if you have a large business and you can see that joining up with the Space Between would be a positive thing for your business, definitely reach out to us by emailing us at kissonthelipsmire@gmail.com, and we can talk more about advertising with the Space Between. So, Andy, what does 2023 look like for you? What are your plans for now? And we know that, like, will that stay the same? Probably not. But, like, what are your plans for right now?
Um,
Probably not.
everyone who knows me, who asks me this question, knows I give the same answer. At the moment, I'm just playing Texas.
Yes.
But I also said that in
Wait a
2018,
second.
and then I hit 18.
Yes. I thought you said you were
I
going to try to go to the gorge this year. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm trying.
well,
Sneak
yes,
that one in.
but there's again, I
No,
always
I
say
know.
I just start with planning Texas, because those are always priority for me.
Yes,
Although
absolutely.
we've got some financial hurdles to get past first this year, and they're good ones. In June,
Yeah.
right, right after the kickoff of the tour season, my whole family we're going on a cruise, so that's sucking up a bit of
Holy
the
moly, that's
finances.
awesome.
Yeah,
Well, of
so
course, but that's
I
awesome.
don't know. I don't know if there will be finances left over for me to realistically hit anything else, but we'll see. And when
We'll
someone
see. We'll
texts
see if we can
me,
get you there, right?
right, exactly. If any of y'all want to text me and say, hey, I have an extra pit ticket, it's yours. All right, I'll look up a flight and see if I can make it. Just let me know. Because it's happened
Right.
many times.
I think that I can say this for both Andy and I. Like, if there's a concert that we need to be at but we don't have tickets, we're open to we're open to free tickets. We're not trying, but we're open. We can be
Yeah,
easily swayed.
it don't take
I
much to sway
I
me.
can't tell you every tour. No, every tour it's the same way. Like, okay, I'm going to go to XYZ. And it can be one, it could be 12. Whatever the plan is, it's just completely opposite of whatever. So if I said I'm going to 12, I'll go to one because something will completely mess up the time and or the money or the all the things that goes into going to tour. But those moments that where I've said I'm just going to one, I do go to, like, I've never been to 18 like you, but I
That was
think
a
the most
highlight
I've
year.
been to in a tour is
Not consistent.
11 or 12, which is a lot, I felt like. So very rewarding. And I'm so happy that I got to go to so many. So, well, we will definitely be in the Woodlands together. Of course, Woodlands is
Yep.
the opener this year in May. And so I know a lot of you guys will be at the Woodlands. So stay tuned because Andy and I will both be there. At some point, we will have some kind of space between podcast, whatever. So look for that in the future. We definitely love to meet you. If you have been listening to the podcast, come by wherever we're at and let us know. And by then we'll have some merch to be handing out as well. So you can represent on your poster tube or whatever that you listen to the space between, right? Okay, so the future of the podcast, that's where we're at now. So again, this is season 2, episode 1. I have to keep looking at my paper because that sounds so weird to say a season because, like I said earlier, we started out this podcast with 20 episodes, and those episodes were random in their nature. You know, it was just trying to figure out how a podcast would work. I knew that this is what I wanted to do, moving out of my career that I was in and what was going to make me happy. And starting this business was something that made me really happy. And so season 1 was just like our training session, and season 2 is going to be more professional. So we're happy to have Andy here. We're happy to be on YouTube. So definitely do all the things, like, subscribe, comment. If you go to our YouTube channel and you watch this video, please do all of those things. We will have videos weekly, if not more often in the future. So definitely check this out. And thank Andy for all his hard work because whatever you're watching and whatever you're listening to, that is what Andy has given to you because I hand it off once it's recorded and go, thank you, sir. And I like it that way because if you listen to season 1, you can see that I am not an editor or a video. Like, I am nothing but a talker. That is what I can do. So I'm so happy to have Andy on here. I just know that the future of this podcast is going to be really awesome. And second to that, if you have a story that you would like to share with us, I'd love to know about that. I like to say, when people say, what is your podcast about? I like to tell them that we're storytellers, and that in the background of our story is the Dave Matthews Band. But our story is not about the band itself. It's about the family and the fans around the band. So if you have a cool Dave Matthews Band story and would like to share it, definitely email us or hit us up on any of the social media sites. We're on Facebook under a group. It's the Space Between, a family group on Facebook. Then on Instagram, we're at the Space Between _pod, POD. We're on TikTok. So if you like to watch horrible dance videos, then go to YouTube or TikTok, and it's under Kiss on the Lips, Meyer. And then YouTube, which you're either already there watching us right now, or you're listening to the podcast and you're like, oh, I can watch this. Yes, you can watch all of this and see our faces and our reactions and our random ticks that we have. And so it on YouTube, if you search for the Space Between podcast, you will find it. So subscribe, like, comment, do all of the things. If you are just a podcast person versus a video person, you can find us on every podcast channel. So share with your friends. Tell them we're available on all of the free podcast apps. And so now on YouTube. Andy, thank you so much for being a part of the first episode of season 2. And thank you for just like helping our podcast get off the ground. And we're running towards tour, which will just be here in a couple of weeks is what it's going to seem like. So I'm excited to do this with you as part of my team. And I just thank you so much for being on this episode.
Of course. And I must say, I'm incredibly flattered that you consider this can be a professional operation now that I'm on board. Don't know if that's
well, it is. I
what
mean,
I'm I'm just teasing.
Well, listen, you know what? It couldn't be any worse. If you've listened to season 1,
It's a
I
lot
can
of
talk, but that's about
fun.
it. So
It really is a lot of fun.
you're going to get to know me in season 1. That's like the get to know me stage. And then season 2, we're going to talk more about Dave Matthews Band and its fans because we're closer to tour season. But this is something that I do plan to do for a very long time. So thank you for helping me jump out of into something new that I love and that I'm excited about, and I'm excited about the future of it. So thank you guys so much for listening. Stay tuned next week. We have another really great episode. It is going to be a story time. I've got 3 amazing fans that I am interviewing that have a really great Dave story. And I don't want to share anything about it because I want all of it to come from the family that's going to share it. And so definitely stay tuned. It will be a heart-wrenching, heartwarming, teary-eyed story. And I love those kind of stories. It's good to have those stories too. And so again, Andy, thank you so much. Peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band. Bye, everybody.